Hey everyone, it's Apostle Michelle Peterson. I am at work today. So you guys are probably going to see me doing morning things. I don't know if you guys used to look at my old videos back in the days when I would drive to work and I would bring you guys with me on my drive. So I may do that whenever I'm here at the job and I'm early, and just do the verse of the day. And so today I want to read from Galatians 5, 22 through 23. And I just want to thank everyone that has been supporting me. Thank you to Megan and Preston for sending me the flowers and the card and the letter. Thank you guys, that really, really blessed me. And everyone else that has been supporting me, thank you so much. So I wanted to, the verse of the day is coming from Galatians 5, 22 through 23. And it says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. All right, so of course we know the fruit of the Spirit, that's the Holy Spirit, that's the characteristics of the Holy Spirit, that's the characteristics of God. And these are things that we want to be our character too. These are things that we want to try to walk in. These are things we want to try to live constantly with all people. You know, we want this to be who we are. And so it's hard in this type of world because we're actually getting attacked, you know. And so when it comes to like loving people and being at peace with people, and long suffering, like just going through a lot, like a lot of times it's hard for us to go through a lot, like just stuff that I have been through. I mean, there has been times where I've just been like, Lord, you know, plenty of times that I've been like, Lord, you know, and I had to get strength from him, and also understanding. When I got understanding, I remember the first time I asked the Lord, you know, if he can stop the attacks that I was getting, because they were pretty hardcore attacks. And he said, yeah, he can stop them. And he said, but you won't grow anymore. And so I was like, okay, no, never mind. I'll just deal with it, because I'm constantly a person that loves to grow. I'm a person that loves to learn. I love to learn. I love to learn new things, and constantly trying to learn something. And mainly if I can get understanding to whatever I'm trying to learn, and then it clicks, you know. So when I got understanding about, you know, all the attacks being stopped, and then I wouldn't be able to grow. I mean, I would just be stagnant, and then everyone else would just be growing, you know, way above me. Their relationship, the Lord is getting great, and they're, you know, walking in love and all of these things. They're just overcoming all of these things, and I'm just stuck at one place, and I'm probably going backwards, because the enemy is probably going to cause me to go backwards. If I'm not growing, I'm probably not just staying at one place. I'm probably going backwards. So just understanding that everything that we're going through, it could actually produce something good in us, or it could produce something negative. And so we want to try to look at it as like that, like, you know, I'm going through this something. What is it producing in me? Can it produce something pure? Can it produce something pure in me? Can it produce love in me? Can it produce peace? You know, can it produce patience in me? What can the situation produce in me that's pure, that's good? And so we want it to produce something good, because if it's producing bitterness in you, it's producing fear, it's producing doubt and unbelief in God, or doubt and unbelief in people, or doubt and unbelief in yourself, or, you know, if it's producing pride and arrogance, if it's making you all puffed up because you've been through it, you know, you've been through a lot, you've been on the streets, you gotten tough and you got rough, and now you feel like, you know, you're tough and hard. You know, if it's building that type of stuff up in you, you don't want it to build that. you wanted to build something pure. Gentleness. If you've been on the streets, you had a rough life, in gangs or just anything on the streets. When you come to the Lord, you want to start changing that. You want to go from the roughness to the gentleness, because gentleness here is a fruit of the Spirit. So and like, if you went, if you were like, let's say if you're impatient, you got to have everything right now, which America and the world, that's how we have become. We're impatient. Like, I was on my job, I was on a computer, and the computer was going so, it wasn't even that slow, but it was slow, and so I'm like, oh man, my computer is slow. Like, we're just used to everything just boom, 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 like now. And so it has caused us not to be patient. It's caused us not to, have, like, that's basically is like a virtue of God. And I did a teaching about patience, but I think I'll do another one. I don't know if it was in one of our live videos. I think I might just do one specifically for patience. But these are things that is the character of God. And we can actually be patient. We can have love. We can actually be at peace. We can have long suffering. We can go through a lot. We can endure things. It's a lot of stuff that is the character of God that is inside of us. But we have to cultivate it. We have to make it grow. We have to be in situations where we can practice it and exercise it so it can grow. We can't run away from situations, or run away from pain, or run away from attacks because we don't want to experience the pain. We have to kind of get in it and say, okay, I'm going to let this produce something pure in me. Lord, I ask that you help me. I want it to produce love in me. I want to be around these people that don't like me and try to do good things for them, because I want it to produce love in me. So it's something that we have to look inside of ourselves and see that we want this situation to produce the fruit of the Spirit, the characteristics of God. We want situations and stuff that we're living to produce something pure and good in us, not the negative. If your whole life you've been through a lot, and it's, you see yourself as being bitter, maybe you just don't have any more hope. Maybe you're losing hope. Maybe you're losing your faith because you're not seeing things happen. Maybe you got a word from the Lord a long time ago, and you haven't seen it come to pass, and it's 10 years now, and you're starting to lose hope. Just don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Don't lose faith. Just keep believing no matter what you see. Even if it doesn't happen, just constantly still believe, because you want that situation to still produce something good. You don't want it to produce doubt or unbelief, something negative, okay? And the same with me. Like, I've dealt with the situation recently, the last few weeks. I've been having to ask the Lord to remove unforgiveness out of my heart. I've been getting attacked real hard from the enemy about this one. A male family member of mine approached me in a very perverted way when I had just became a Christian, and he approached me in a very perverted way, asking me to do something sexual with him as a family member that's a male. So recently, that family member that's a male been trying to communicate with me on Facebook and contact me and all of that, commenting on my post. And so he messages me and said, oh, can I come to your house and take a shower? I was like, no. Oh, no way. So then, of course, the enemy started attacking me like this and that. He's this and that. He's a perv. He's this, just all of this stuff. And I'm just like, talking to the Lord, like, Lord, is it wrong of me? This guy's a male. I don't care if he's a family member. He's a male. If he approaches me in a sexual way and we're family, you are a male off the street to me, a male that's trying to approach me in a sexual way. I am not going to have you coming into my house taking a shower, and so I was talking to the Lord about it. I was like, Lord, like, what's the right way for me to see this, like, so I can still have love and it's not unforgiveness getting in my heart? And, how can I, like, what can I do? Because it was just like, no. And so the Lord was just saying that the way he sees me is perverted. It's not clean. And if I'm going to be around him, it needs to be in public with other people around, not me being around him by myself. because of the way he sees me. So I was like, okay, Lord, I feel better about not wanting him to come around me or communicating with me, trying to be around me in private. And and he had commented on one of my posts. I said, love, to experience love is to also experience pain. It was something like that. And, but, for us to still love, because pain actually comes with love. So he was like, oh, you didn't love me the other day. I just blocked them. I was like, yeah, if you say loving you, I have to invite you over to my house to take a shower, just you, a man, you're my family member and you're perverted and you're trying to do something sexual with me. I have to invite you to my house to take a shower for me to show love to you. So I got offended, and I was working to try to get the unforgiveness out of my heart, you guys. But I'm telling you, this is stuff that we are going to get attacked with. The enemy is going to try to make us not be able to keep the stuff in our heart towards people. Whoever he can use, he's going to use it. But always still try to, you have to use wisdom, especially men and women. You don't just go around some man, and you don't do that. You still have people around, witnesses. Even if it's family members, especially if a family member is someone that's, has that perverted type of spirit attacking their mind, and they're seeing their family members or their children sexually. You don't want to be in those type of positions with people like that by themselves, because the enemy is controlling them, okay? So you never know what might happen if the enemy is controlling them. But we definitely want to use wisdom in situations, but you still want to love them. You don't have to be best friends with them to love them, okay? But you definitely want to try to keep unforgiveness out of your heart towards them. So that's what I've been dealing with the last few weeks. And just like right now, I'm feeling really, really good in my heart. The last couple of days has been pretty intense. The Lord has been having to operate on me a lot, almost every day. So you guys, but just know that you can always grow in these things. You can grow any area where you're lacking. You can constantly grow. If you're having problems at your job or in your marriage or even with your kids, and you feel like, I'm struggling with this anger problem, I'm constantly screaming at the kids, I'm constantly getting offended at my job, Lord, I just ask that, I don't want to quit the job. I can't send my kids. You could send your kids off to boarding school if they still have those, but you don't want to send your kids off to military school because they're so bad. But you can ask the Lord to help the situation that you're in with your kids. Help this to produce gentleness instead of anger. Help this to produce peace instead of anger with the kids. Help the situation at my job to produce something good. Patience with the people that I'm working with. Love towards these people. Peace in the environment. Ask him to help it to produce something good in you. All right, you guys, so that's the verse of the day, Galatians 5, chapter 5, verse 22 and 23. And we are in this together. We're going to grow together, you guys. And just remember, God is always there helping you. Just ask him. Anything that you're struggling with, anything that is causing you, if you feel like you're going backwards or you're not growing, ask him to help you, and let him know that you want to grow. You want to grow, and he'll help you. All right, you guys. So I will see you guys in my next video, and I hope you have a great day. God bless.